I was chilling in the Philippines, just a simple little guy, when the street noise started rattling and the jeepneys drove on by. It was late one misty evening near the mall's last closing bell. The air grew thick with incense and a spectral barbecue smell. My bodyguard, my 6-foot American wife. No need to worry unless there is something outside. They did the Expat zombie shuffle. The Expat zombie. It was a terrifying scene. They did the Expat zombie shuffle. The Expat zombie. It's the spookiest Asian Halloween. Heidi flew in on her broomstick, a bag of candy corn. She tried to cast a magic spell right near the pumpkin store, but instead of turning people into frogs or dusty mice, she accidentally turned the fruit punch into instant rice. I saw a Filipino vampire trying to open up a pickle jar. He was supposed to be terrifying, he didn't get too far. He said, my fangs are only good for necks, not jar lids tight. So I helped him out, and then he took a bite. They did the Expat zombie shuffle. The Expat zombie. It was a terrifying scene. They did the Expat zombie shuffle. The Expat zombie. It's the spookiest Asian Halloween.
Hey guys. Happy Halloween. It's Halloween in the Philippines and George is still dead as ever. Not dead below the waist. He got that monster working this morning. 1 second. Yeah. So say hi, say what's going on. It's going to be a very interesting live.
Good morning, guys. Magandang umaga. Masanting araw, mayang buntag. How you guys doing today? It's Halloween here. We are in the future.
Right. We were debating to do it. Me and him went back and forth, and he's supposed to be doing stuff this weekend. It is a holiday today, and this weekend is.
It's a long holiday. Okay, just real quick. Okay, November 1st, November 2 are holidays in the Philippines. It's All Souls Day, All Saints Day. And today it's not a holiday because it's Halloween. It's a holiday because it's called Redemption Day. It is
Every
a
day, baby.
non-working holiday. However, just a real quick fun fact for those of you again who are not familiar with Philippine culture. Whenever there's a national holiday in the Philippines,
Add 12 more.
and no. The reason why I mentioned this because if your Filipino or Filipina partner works and all of a sudden there's a national holiday, just so you guys know, they don't get paid for those holidays. Now it's up to the employer whether they pay them for that holiday or not. But according to Philippine law, no work, no pay on a national holiday. Just so you guys know, just real quick.
Yeah, it's kind
of weird. I know for most Westerners, it's weird. Yeah, but
Mm-hmm. It's kind
so today, anybody who works today, and since today's a national holiday, don't get paid at all.
But they call it a non-working holiday.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's classified as a non-working holiday, but that
But
includes.
there's a lot of companies in the U.S. where they don't pay them, even when they. It just depends on the size of the business, I think. But
Yeah, no work,
yeah,
no pay.
yeah. So today we will cover a Rafi Tulfo that we've been talking about. Yeah, see, that's still off. I'm trying to get a good balance on the camera because see, we can't see. We're just gonna have to leave it up. Guess you're just gonna have to look at the eyes. There. That way we can see what's going on. The Rafi Tulfo goes, that this woman has scammed close to 15 people, but 2 of them are on the show with them. And basically, one guy, a Canadian guy, I can't believe he bought her 3 different houses and a business after knowing her for a few weeks. And he's like, that must be some special woman. I said, that must be pussy of gold, man. About as gold as this shirt or something. I mean, it's like, what's really going on?
But buy me a house.
I didn't want to buy you your costume, dude. True. What you talking about? Eh. But it's, let's see, Heidi, the blue paint looks
Curse
like
is
Mel
folding in.
Gibson. What blue paint is he talking about?
Huh? No, it's the green paint.
What green paint?
Kind of like Braveheart.
What paint?
Huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's talking about. I got to go through the what's it called? But that's what we're going to cover. It's not the whole thing. I think it's a 30 or 40 minute. I think I took a 10, 11-minute clip because the second half is her defending, saying, no, I don't owe him the money. He drank it away. He beat me, and went through all the excuses. And basically, Rafi in the end says, hey, they're going to take you to court, either pay it or they're going to take it to court. But there were 13 plus or more men, and she met them all on a dating site. So it's interesting. So we will get into that.
Just 13? Wow, what an amateur.
Well, with them it's 15, but I'm trying to figure out why like 2 of them came through. Hi, my daughter is taking on the superintendent of the school in Minola to resign. First, I heard of it on YouTube. Start at 7. I wish her luck. Wow, what's going on there? Just about everything's been going on. Good morning. Good morning, Raymond. Good morning, everyone. Cool thumbnail. Yeah, I was actually going to cover the situation of like budgets and all these other things that were like going to pertain around a circle, and I'm like, no, let's stick to that. Let me take a look at something here. Yeah, you can go ahead and you don't have to.
No, I'm analyzing. Cindy G says, hello, no way anyone...
discipline. I wanted to make sure what I put next to me.
No one can live on 500 unless it's a miserable life in a shack with little to eat and no medical bills.
Yeah, that's the other topic, because initially that's what I had in the title, and I'm like, no, it's too much to cover today. And then if people come in a half hour, they're gonna be like, what are you talking about? We could be on the 4th subject, which usually we are on something different by then. But I figured I would save that because I found about 10 channels talking about these $500 budgets. And when I looked at them, some of them was just ridiculous. One had himself down to $100 a month in food. And I'm like, and then they brag about how much money they do make. Do you have to spend all your money each month? Yes. But you also didn't come here to like do without. You either have one extreme or another. You have where the guys spend way too much money, like that guy that blew all of his money that's homeless, or you're down to the military guy, or you're down to somebody that's been saying they're living on 400 or 500, which we call those budgets out all the time. So yeah, it just doesn't make any sense, and you have to find a definite in between. So yeah. Hey, MB is in the house. Thinking again there, George?
Well, it's just little things that, again, like for instance, like second one says, man, just got done working in yard some. It's hot and it's only 8 a.m. Hopefully rain stays away until this afternoon. Trying to burn some yard waste. No. The reason why second one's burning yard waste is because depending on where you're at in the Philippines, garbage pickup is not standard. For instance, like, again, if you Google shit,
Good morning,
it says that the government picks up trash. Yes, that's correct. How often it picks up the trash, that's a different story. For instance, like, when was the last time did the garbage truck drive by?
It hasn't at all.
But that was like since last
Christmas,
year?
Yeah, I would say
No,
Christmas,
literally. Yeah, last year. It was once a month and then it was last Christmas, right? But
Mm-hmm.
that's the official real garbage truck. I mean, we're paying somebody to pick it up. But what I'm getting at is you can Google it on. Oh yeah, there's garbage pickup on in the
Yes.
Philippines. Okay, whatever you say.
Sanitation is not their strongest point. It's Marianne's legs last night at the club when she shot out those ping pong balls. That's the strong point. Or that's the
True story, but no. The reason why is because Second Wind lives somewhat farther away from civilization, so therefore he has to burn his waste. Yes, that didn't sound right, but okay.
sounds like us last
He puts it
night.
in a paper bag and knocks on your door.
Poof. Oh my god. Second one said, just a friendly reminder, if you pick bananas from a tree, don't keep them where the neighbors' chickens and ducks can get them. Lesson learned. Don't keep them near me. I'll eat those bananas up. But here's another thing. It attracts all the bugs too. Like literally, I noticed that when they sent us those already brown bananas the other day when we placed that order, like literally everything was attached to it, and we don't ever get. I have not. How many times there was bugs all over? Let's just say ants, everything. And I found a roach, and I'm like, we never see roaches in this
the bugs
place.
don't bother me. What
But their
bothers
townhouse is
me?
connected, so we can't help like
Yeah.
when the neighbors move in or bug bomb and stuff. But when I came out, there was everything on them, and it was like, where did this all come from?
Yeah, on the bananas, just real quick again.
And it's the house closed.
I literally just told Heidi yesterday, if you order bananas, you have to be ready to eat half of them once you get them.
Yeah, there's no coating on them.
There's no protection. There's no wax. They go bad within a couple days tops.
Yeah, the order we placed was with SM, and it was one of those days we said it's only a few dollars to have it delivered, but they literally the bananas were black. They were beyond
and don't
usable.
Yeah.
And when they sat on the counter, by the time I came back, one of two things: either those bugs were in it that came out of the peel, or but when have you seen a roach in this house? I mean, I admit these are all attached.
No. Of course, there's bugs in the bananas.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, don't let the seller,
Harry.
the vendor, try to force you. Like, oh, buy the whole bunch. It's not that much. My counter, because I only buy half a kilo of bananas, and the reason being is because again they do go bad real quick, like within 2 days. And my counter, whenever the vendor says, hey, buy a kilo, I always say they just go bad, and they can't argue with that. They're like, yeah. Just so you guys know.
And yes, Papa, we've mentioned this several times. Of course, it is AI, but we've mentioned before that we write the lyrics, we write the type of music. There are 100 apps out there. We have multi uses and different AI development software for it, where we control the instruments, how we want it. And the lyrics, all of it is us. So we just don't sing it and actually play the instrument. So basically, we're the creator of it. So it's a little bit more than some people are doing. A lot of them just say, hey, write me a song about the Philippines. And then everything is like, I'm in the Philippines on a jeepney. And it's like they get to be the same. So I do have the ability. I don't play any instruments. I have the ability to sing. So, but with some help of AI, most definitely. So we've been doing
I
it.
disagree. That's not how the songs are generated. We have a secret room in the back where we have a sweatshop of songs, songs by sweatshop in the back, and that's how our
Welcome to
songs
my
are generated.
sweatshop,
There you go.
where I only pay 25 pesos.
Yeah. This is a song sweatshop.
Sweatshop.
Yeah, exactly.
George got a day off.
Same thing. Our costumes, all of these, and the clothes are made by our sweatshop, official sweatshop by Philippine Antics.
Philippine Antics Sweatshop.
Registered
I like
trademark.
to call it 2 or 3 other things, but you guys are too soft for that. Message me and I'll tell you exactly what's on my mind.
And you watch Micro Machines.
Yeah, I'm
made
gonna
by
tell.
Blue.
Yeah, okay. So No, I was going to say something else besides sweatshop. Anyways,
Plead the fifth. Fifth.
yeah, I was trying to figure that out. Crap, no redemption on my end. The blue paint looks like Mel Gibson.
No, we were
Maybe.
small, so the green didn't come out. It looks blue
I gotcha.
because we were tiny.
I gotcha.
I squish your head. I squish your
Oh,
head.
maybe on the thumbnail.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Curtis? Good morning. Happy Undas, gang. You need a moment to process? Undas.
I don't know.
Oh. Is that because there's a bunch of holidays going on?
No,
I
no,
think
no.
that's
I
down
honestly
in
don't know.
Mindanao.
I don't know.
Understand per region, it's kind of like in the United States when they celebrate Mardi Gras and people think all the United States in different areas they do because they do it at bars, but not like they will there. So I believe that is one of the
Yeah.
Philippine holidays in a specific region.
No, I never claim to know everything. I always say I don't know if I don't know.
Yeah.
Fact. Anybody who's known me their entire life will say, no, George, if he doesn't know something, he'll say, I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, so that must be something else. Yeah, because it's
Now there's a like for instance, Happy Undas gang, when Heidi read it, I didn't respond because I don't know, but what I'm saying is anybody in the world, if they don't know something, they're not gonna say, I don't know.
Well, here you
You
go.
know?
It's another word for All Saints Day.
Oh, okay.
It's another word.
Cool.
Is that just in a certain region, or
Yeah.
is it in a separate region? They call it that.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, if I knew that, then I would know what Undas mean. I mean, I don't know. It may not even be Filipino. Is it even Filipino?
Yeah, it's under.
Well, All Saints Day and All Souls Day is a Catholic thing. It's not a Filipino thing.
It's in other parts.
I honestly don't know. Yeah, but no, All Saints Day and All Souls Day are from Roman Catholic
This
specifically.
is dealing with the grave thing, George. They're clearly stating what
I
Undas
understand
is.
that, and that's a Roman Catholic thing.
Everybody in the world's going to do that?
Roman Catholic.
Okay. Which means whoever that is all over the world will be doing it.
The Roman Catholics, yes.
Yeah, I got your point there.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on,
So,
Thera? Good morning.
Yeah, so the Mormons, which are Christians, will not follow it. I mean, obviously. Huh?
Well, I'm trying to figure out why people maybe they initially seen because I think I put the 500 budget because I removed the title and I was wondering why people are addressing the 500 thing. But yeah, it's because I put it in the description. But no, 500. How do you pay utility bills? Must eat junk food. Yeah.
Oh, junk food. Junk
and
food.
It must be deep in the
Okay,
province.
no. I
Yeah,
had to
it's
I had
true.
to figure out what chunk food is. I guess you meant junk food.
Yeah,
okay.
let me real quick
Yeah.
before we get into the Rafi Tofu because that'll be quite interesting too. Yeah, like where was it? Okay, so there's this guy. I want to show George real quick. This guy, this monkey, claims that look, he spends 180 on a girlfriend, $30 on his visa, $20 on nicotine. I don't even know. Was he just buy a pack of nicotine?
Hold on.
This dude claims he lives on 475.
Hold up.
And he says, normally I don't buy cell phone load or any insurances. So this has got to be the most outrageous budget thing I've seen so far. He claims he lives on.
This is an outright lie. The reason why I say this, because I speak
and
to.
then he said his rent is $15.
Well, here's the thing. The first thing I saw is his electricity was $60. The reason why I say it's an outright lie is because one, judging from the picture, he lives in not BFE. He doesn't live in a Nipa hut. He lives in a brick and mortar house.
Right.
So what I'm getting at is at $60, that's 3,300 pesos. I have talked to a lot of Filipinos, down to earth Filipinos. I'm not talking about rich Filipinos. I'm talking about down to earth Filipinos. and nobody lives on 3,000 peso electricity.
Yeah,
They will argue with that.
Well, the fact he says his rent's $15. The fact he said his food's $150 and he's got a girlfriend. The fact he says he pays $20 for transport. Yeah, I'll believe
All
that
right,
if he's is in
food.
transport, maybe. His power, but he says his rent includes Wi-Fi.
Hold on.
At
Food.
$15 a month, he gets free Wi-Fi from a Filipino.
Hold on. Food.
It's $35 a week. I mean, yeah.
Oh, that's impossible. Actually, no, it's not. It's not. It'll be miserable. The food is $150, which comes up to 2,000 pesos a week, which is possible, but miserable for a foreigner.
Yeah, no cell phone.
But the
mode,
electricity
no.
alone, it shoots the budget out of the water because even Filipinos cannot survive on a
But we'll
3,000
cover this.
peso.
I
Yeah.
found about 10 of them that was,
Yeah.
and it reminds me to trigger some of our people out there. I just seen 3 people doing debates about what's going on in America. And this guy the whole time was talking trash about both sides, but mostly about what's going on with the poor and the immigrants. And he's railing people. And I'm like, who is this guy? In other words, it is this new vlogging they do where they're loud the whole time, like
Rage vlogging.
Rage vlogging. But his channel is a travel channel, and he's not covering the last 10, 20 live streams is getting people wound up about what's going on. And I'm like, that dude's a Democrat, man, and he's acting like he's siding with the Republican, but they're lying to you. They do it for the content. In other words, the guy's not even Republican. He's not nothing. So anyways, I just thought I'd throw it out there. It's the same with these guys. I don't even think these budgets, I think they're doing it they've got to be, because there's no way that amount is right that guy's living on.
Well,
and so I think the same as this rage vlogging on the politics in America. On a side note, guys, don't get triggered. That the guy, I'm like, this guy, his channel is a travel channel, and he flipped into politics, and you guys are listening to him. He just wants to wind you up for views, and he's trying to get you to comment, which gets him paid.
correct.
If he says,
Correct.
If we sit there and say, hey, I have $50 a month that I'm eating on, period, and I keep repeating it to you, yeah, but that fat old bitch is lying, man. And maybe that's what I want you guys to do, but we don't do that. I mean, if we say something and I trigger you naturally, that's one thing. It's not, it is what it is, but this guy is going on the whole time triggering people. But it's the same with these budgets. It's like bullshit. There's no way. And I guess he wins because it's got me like, hey, there's no way. But I don't like that they put that out there, because that gives so much false hope to these guys that are showing up with $1,000. There are people arriving on that money, and then they get here and then they land on their face. So
Yeah, and just real quick again on the rage vlogging, just real quick. Again, it has nothing to do with which either political party. Point being is these vloggers, they don't necessarily reflect what they believe in. All they're trying to do is incite something and incite a response, because if you respond, it jacks up the algorithm and it goes on their favor. So what I'm saying is
that's what
they're just really trying to incite something
And
out
there are
of
a lot
you.
of vloggers
Correct.
here that are doing it,
So
and that's
right, it has
fine.
nothing to do with any side in particular.
I just can't do it.
They just want you to
I've talked to
respond.
George about that. I
Right.
said, maybe you should let me say what I'm going to say, no matter politics
You do
or
that
whatever.
enough.
It's
What
gonna
I'm saying.
Yeah, I
Well,
already
mean,
do
you
it.
do
I
that
already.
enough. I mean,
But you get the point.
but you don't do it because you're trying to instigate something. There's a difference.
Yeah, to kick things going.
There's a difference between
That's funny.
between being honest and just trying to get
you gave
numbers.
me your heart, and the very next day she pushed me down the stairs, and I rolled down the stairs and out the door and into the fire across the street with all the trash, and I got burned up, and then the kids threw all their wrappers on top of me. Until next year.
Good thing the hospital's
Next year,
across the
next
street.
Skadoosh! down,
Hey,
down,
hey, good
down.
news for you. At least the AIDS clinic is nearby.
Yeah, because you're a slut. You just wanted to trigger me. Now you're going to get the triggering on there. And you guys wonder, like, George got plans all this weekend with this girlfriend, that girlfriend, family graves. I'm not going to go sit at no grave with George and his stank girlfriends. Smell them sluts a mile away, George. They stink.
They don't stink. They're just dead. Little bit of
Yeah.
necrophilia action.
Okay, Mr. Geen.
I like them quiet.
Okay, mother.
All
You
right.
never watched that
I like
movie,
them
did
quiet.
you? You didn't watch. You still haven't watched Monster.
Like
with
them
Eddie.
quiet, thin, and loose.
Okay, mother.
Right.
Got me fornicating and drinking the wine and the beer and eating those processed sausages and hot dogs and Jollibee. Mother, I'm going drinking tonight, and you're not going to stop me. You had to watch the movie to know. If you know, you know. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that movie where that guy has his braids up in the air. I forgot what movie in Compton.
Cannibal Ferox.
No, it's the
Cannibal Holocaust.
No, yeah,
Women in Cell Block 9.
yeah. I hear a lot the right or wrong way to move to the Philippines. If you didn't move the wrong way, you move the right way, and multiple
Serbian
wrong ways
film.
the right way, right?
Great family movie.
Sit your ass down, Selma, because you're a freak to begin with. You could screw an ant with a banana, you would do it. You freak. George is a freak, and you think I'm joking. When you guys hear us, dissect what we're saying, and I absolutely ask you to do so. Sometimes we're sitting here, and George is like, it's the way we say it sometimes too. You're like, well, an expat shouldn't plan, or the Filipino shouldn't have to plan to back the expat doesn't have the obligation to keep him if something's going wrong. And I'm like, shit, you talking about me, bitch? It's kind of like sometimes you talk under things. I'm telling the truth about the ants and the banana. I don't know which you would screw first.
Which came first?
Right. I freeze the bananas. I did some of them. I took the peels off, put it in the bag, and then throw it outside. I think it came in the bag because, again, we're an attached complex, and I expect it. We're in the Philippines. I didn't bring them from the U.S. with me, and and as soon as I moved the bag, they all took off, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And so now I had to put traps, and we've been here 3 years. We never had to put. That's what them extra traps are out. And of course, I haven't seen one, or there's not one stuck to it. So it must have just been, who knows. And we also had the new neighbors move in, which I'm not blaming them, but
Yeah,
this is all when
just
it
real quick
appeared.
though. Guys, personally, by experience, German roaches are, in my opinion, are rare. I don't think Heidi's seen one. Have you?
The little brown ones like the U.S. That's exactly what these guys look
You
like.
have?
Yes, of course, 100%. He was
Okay.
in here.
Point being is go berserk and make sure you kill it because
No, 100%. That's what he was. That's what I'm saying.
from the bananas.
Yeah, that's what came out of the bag. They were down inside the bag when I went to go whatever. Two of
Right.
them ran out.
Yeah, just go
and-
berserk. Just make sure they're dead.
Yeah,
Hunt them down and make sure you
yeah,
kill
because
them.
they're
Because I'm tell you what, I get in the U.S. They're relatively common, but here,
no, yeah. Curtis was talking about the last time. Yeah, he bought those bananas in Manila. See, 320. That was like the last bunch we bought. But in Mindanao, they're 75. Yeah, the price differences can be extreme. On we get budgets are going to change based on the fact that rents can drop down to $100 a month, and you can get something really decent for 500. You could get a place with a swimming pool in some areas, and that is always going to change. But with the cost of electricity, when people say they're paying 1,000, which we had, I forgot who it was that said that's what they're paying. These are rare occasions. If you want to go by something in general, on average, we pay anywhere between 6 to 10,000, which is 130 to $200 a month. It's almost more than our rent. And so some months it equals our rent here, which is kind of
yeah,
out there.
and just real quick about the rent, and because somebody questioned me the other time, and
Okay,
they had the right
under
to
Holy Week, yeah.
they had the right to question me that
That's-
rent, rent in a decent place, for example, in a place like this, like in this brick and mortar place, keyword brick and mortar, um, it can run from 3,000 to 5,000 to 10,000 to 45,000,
Yeah, same
depending
unit. If
on
it's on
location.
this
Correct.
same unit looking like this
Right.
over on Clark would actually
And
could go
again,
up.
you guys had you have the right to
Location.
question us, and I will answer you honestly. But again, like literally, like this place, we're again renting for 10,000 pesos a month. Literally 2 streets down the road, it's goes down to 7,000 pesos. If I go 2 kilometers further down, literally that way, sorry, I
More
can't.
towards the interstate.
I can't. No, no, it's parallel against the interstate.
Okay.
It does go down to 3,000. But again, remember,
Yeah,
you
right,
need a
'cause-
Filipino to find these places for you. Because honestly, as a foreigner, you won't find these on Facebook. Oh, goodness gracious, Facebook is stupid when it comes to. I said stupid high when it comes to rentals. But anyway,
You're right. The budget myth is clickbait, perpetuated by vloggers in order to make money off the desperate elder dreamers. Yeah, most which will never visit. And a lot of them don't. A lot of them just like some of the drama. And they make dreams. I make plans all the time to do shit in businesses, and my mind's always grinding and gearing and all that shit. And it's sad because when me and George started 5 years ago, live streams and vlogging was 60% less. And back then to even think about lying, we said, well, maybe we should clickbait more. Maybe we should. This is what we're being told by this person and that person. And it's just not in you or me. I'm a shady as fuck. I'm gonna tell you that. And I still can't fucking do it. If it comes out and I do it and it's a mistake, then I'm gonna admit that I said something wrong situation. But I just can't see it. And I guess if people have to make their full living on it, like you'll see some serious stuff where these vloggers are relying on it. They're which technically we're not rich either. I mean, we've got X amount of money and we're still on a budget. I'm still on Social Security. So in other words, even I'd like to go to Japan. I'd like to go a bunch of places. I'd like to have a new car, couple girlfriends, go out all the time, eat all the time, order this, do that. Sure. But I'm not going to do it at the expense of saying, hey, I'm living on blah. Now, there was a time where, which was truthful, when I was waiting for a replacement card to one of the banks to the Social Security, we lived on 8 or 900, and that's when
no,
we were on that
we
big
did
vloggers channel
survive
for a couple
on
months on
800.
Was it 8 or
Yes.
9? I forgot
No,
which. It's been a
it was
couple years.
8, but okay. The thing is, at 800, we were miserable. We were.
Hot dogs, all salty food. It was, it
I mean, you could live
wasn't
on hot dogs and eggs.
part-time AC.
You know,
Yeah, we had to cut
it
back
gets
on
old. It gets
everything.
old fast, real fast.
Now we still would have been bougie to some Filipinos because that's a lot of money still to them.
I
When
mean,
they're
we had a
living on
little bit
4 or
of extras
500.
here and there, you know, but
That's what I
it's
mean.
not the
But it's
same.
not
It's still,
the quality.
it's
You
still,
don't want to live like that.
it's
Oh,
still
bless you.
miserable. That's what I was getting at. I get it. It's not $500, but it was still miserable in my opinion. And this is from a Phil.
I think the 15 a month
Heidi
was not for
will tell
Wi-Fi.
you that
He said it was free.
I'm a very content person. I can live on
A little
anything.
cranky, a little bit bitchy lately. But
Well, you
you're
get the
bitchy.
what, what I'm saying is, even Heidi will tell you that even I can live off eggs and rice all day long. However, even I have my limits.
You know what? I'm gonna switch. Let's switch up our do here, because you've had it on a while. Here, I want you to put this. What is that? Menace to Society.
Yes,
Remember
yes,
the comedy part?
yes.
That's what you look. That's what
Yes.
that is. The braids on
Or
that guy's
Coolio,
head.
whatever.
Well, I think it's because he puts those things on, and he's always. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Keenan
with-
Avery Wayans. Yeah.
I don't know if it was Keenan that did the
Damon is the
comedy.
bald guy. Keenan is no, it's Keenan.
Is it? Okay.
Yes,
not
I'm
sure.
pretty sure.
No, I don't think it was him that did that one that wore the braids like that. He's a Wayne, I think, but anyways, let's move on to the next thing, and we'll come back to these. Let's bring up the Rafi Tulfo and get this going for a little bit. It's going to be Keith and Blaine, all right, and we're going to talk about that. The one gentleman lost, I think he said 3.8 million. I think they lost a total around 12 million pesos. I think it's 20,000 US per million. But this woman, she was later. They'll admit there were up to 15 guys. She's a scammer, and Rafi calls her out. These guys call her out. Both of them are on there, and he only had a total of a 6-month relationship. Now, in advance, when we play this, we're going to react, and I want to let you know, as Rafi said, and I truly believe this. You're going to get bad seeds in all countries. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, Heidi, you represent every bitch out there, and you're mean to George, and that's what's going on. You guys don't, like, we don't know this woman. Because I also believe these expats did some shit, probably did some shady shit, because she's going on about being abused and beat and is drinking. And of course, she's going to throw shade like he's throwing shade. But the whole point is that they were scammed out of money, and she's done it over and over again. If it was one instant and they had kids or something, but no, this bitch got a beach house, a house, and then she did it with multiple people. Here's the thing, George, you have not seen this. I just loaded it this morning, and he will go on about these aren't even owned properties. I think people are in on it. So in other words, they're without titles, or they're the government ones, and she got him. She absolutely got him. Also, what you're going to hear over and over again is where the Filipina or Filipinos were threatening you. I'm going to get the barangay. Oh, I know a barangay. You better do what I want. And I was like, shit, I thought that was shit I did to George. I didn't know that Filipinas were threatening every 5 minutes. But I'm like, just like I said, bitches are bitches, no matter what continent they're on.
Well,
Women are women, babe.
well, wasn't going to I'm not going misogynistic here. What I'm saying is, regardless of male or female, the person who threatens you is a bad person. The end. Forget
Sometimes you got
nationality.
to threaten when they listening.
Forget nationality.
but-
Forget sexuality. A person who threatens you is a bad person.
Sometimes people deserve
Well,
it to
threatens
some
you
extent.
in that context specifically. I'm not saying
No, that's true.
I mean,
Anybody
if
that
somebody
would
breaks
go
in the
that
house,
far.
yeah, I'll threaten them. That's a different story. But what I'm saying
True.
is,
Correct.
if I threaten my partner, regardless of sexuality
Here comes the
or
hidden stuff.
nationality, that makes me a bad person.
Yeah, but I've threatened you, and I'm gonna be honest. I've threatened you before on different things because I was upset, and there were different things going on. But I get it. You've already said that. Let's not go down that trail. But the whole deal is when couples are fighting, this does come out. I believe at some point this woman is or was a decent person. But I do believe circumstances bring you down there. But when you do it over and over and over again, like she has, and she's bought, like, the one guy bought her 3 houses, the other one bought her 1. So far she's gotten 4 houses out of the 2 dudes that are on the show. We've never seen this before. 4 houses from 2 dudes sitting on a stage, and she's been picking them offline. And like I said, she must be something else. But then I realized she's old enough to have an older daughter. So she's got to be a much older Filipina, probably in her 50s or something. So she must be banging or something. She must have a mouth of gold. I don't know, but let's see what's going on and get this rolling here and get this going, guys.
See if we can figure out a solution to getting my money and property back.
How much money did she take from you?
Total cash and housing is 3.8 million.
How did she able to take this from you?
Well, she kicked me out in December of 2019, 6 months after I arrived here.
How did you come to know her in first?
I met her on Filipino Cupid.
Filipino Cupid?
Yeah, November of...
Online, that's online.
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Okay.
Well, then I came in January 2019 to meet her for, I think, about 5 weeks, I believe it was. Then we decided that, well, I had to go back to Canada. I have a business there. Had a business there.
Okay.
So anyway, I sold my business, and between the time I went back to Canada and when I sold my business, I'd sent her some money for a purchase of our main house in Calapan.
Wait a minute, you haven't met her yet, but you already sent her money to buy?
Oh, no, sir. I was here for 5 weeks already.
Oh, okay.
I had to...
Now here's my deal. He's like, oh, you just sent it to her. I will let you know, guys do that. They've sent 20,000 US, 30,000. They get so lazy where they don't make the trip here and they just give up the money, or they're just swindled. They flip out some boobs, they drop their pants. Who knows? I've heard it, seen it, everything, how it happens. And it's not the first time. So, Rafi, this isn't new to him to hear this. And the guy, though, had only known her. He only came over here for a few weeks. And then she starts to talk to these guys about, hey, you should buy instead of rent. And she never even buys the houses. So she does where the titles don't come with it. It's agricultural land stuff. And she doesn't, one of them, she doesn't even have the title to. The guy hasn't even turned it over to her yet. Probably, I would almost bet my life it's a family member. And one, I think they indicated somebody in the barangay that's assisting or is the owner of the house. So that means they're involved. So, but
Take care of my business.
Okay. How was she able to convince you to give her that much money for her to be able to buy a house for both of you?
Is that
Well,
good?
She's that good.
She's that good.
she's
The
happy
title,
with
the title of the property. Whose name was it written in?
It's
Was it her
it
name?
hasn't been transferred yet. It's still in
Her name.
the original. No, not his or not her name. The original guy that we bought it from.
Okay, but,
He's in
is there a
Calapan.
deed of sale?
Under her name. Yeah.
Okay. The title's name is
Still the
still under the original
real owner,
owner's name.
yes.
Okay. But there is a deed of sale, and the name on the deed of sale is her name.
Yes, sir.
The person that you're trying to complain
Yes,
against.
sir, yeah.
Okay. And what happened next, sir?
Well, also while I was still in Canada, she wanted to buy a tiny little beach house in Calapan.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it was
Not even
purchase price was
done.
72,000
Pesos.
Yes, and then by the time we
Well, where's
finished
this located at, sir? The beach house.
in Calapan.
Calapan,
yeah.
Mindoro. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So anyway, after I'd actually finally made it back into the Philippines, we finished off the construction,
Okay.
and with furniture, the full price was 230,000 pesos, I believe it was.
Okay. So including furnitures and
Yes.
other
yes.
things.
And there's no title to that. It's what's it called? Like government property.
Rights.
Rights.
Rights only. Yes.
Historical rights.
Yeah, yeah. And also we had purchased a property in Porto Galera.
Porto
Yeah.
Galera. So
House.
another property again.
Yes, sir.
That
Yeah.
would be the third property.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah.
what kind of property is this, sir? In
It was
Porto
just
Galera?
a single detached family house.
Family house.
Yeah, it was an older one, but we.
So you have a house in lot, and where's that house in lot located at again? And then there's a beach house, and then there's another family house. So three properties altogether.
Yeah, that's correct.
now I want to let you know, not only is that, but later here in a minute, he'll admit that he also gave her money for a business and everything else. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be gold pussy. I guess it doesn't have to be somebody. It could just be somebody that's really good at talking people out of things. You see a lot of old people in Florida getting talked
Hold
out
on.
of stuff.
They didn't show the other property.
No.
All right. The reason why I ask is because first off, the photo that they showed, just real quick, guys. The photo they showed, that huge mansion like structure. Now, here's the thing in the Philippines that I believe it does exist in the US, but it's rare. Okay. Here in the Philippines, there's something called, property, and there's something called rights to a property. Now, rights to a property means you can build whatever you want on that property, but there's an expiration date on the rights, or the government can decide to take away those rights. And, you know, but judging from that picture, it's not rights, it's actual property. However, the contradictory statement here was that there's a deed of sale. However, that the property is still under the original owner's name. Now, okay, this is somewhat can go a lot of different ways. First off, one, the piece of paperwork or the deed of sale is fake. There's three, actually there's only two ways. Three ways, but the third way is impossible. The third way, which again I said impossible, is it's a legitimate sale. First off, it's not a legitimate sale because the original property is still under the property owner's name. So let's get rid of that one. So that leaves us with the two possibilities. The possibility of, again, is one, that the property was originally the owner's, has nothing to do with the buyer, the female buyer, because obviously we're talking about the Filipina here, the female buyer, and she produced a fake copy of the deed of sale. That's the one. The The other one, which unlikely, however, it is possible, is, and this does happen, okay, is the deed was stolen or taken from a family member, and it was sold to that person. Now, if that happens, see, if the deed was stolen and the original owner, I'm just letting you guys know the legalities again. That this tells you that I'm actually a Filipino and I know laws and rules here, regardless of what anybody says. If, for example, let's say this building where we're in, which of course it belongs to somebody else, but let's say I own this place and somebody steals the deed to this property, they run away with it, right? Now, I have two things I can do. One, just ignore it, like, yeah, whatever. Or two, go to the government and report it as the deed was stolen, and they put a freeze on that first document because they're numbered like serial numbers. They have numbers, and they freeze that document. And what it means is they can do whatever they want with that document, but it's a dead end because that document is dead. Okay? So, that being said, is it possible? I'm not saying it is. It's highly unlikely. But let's say a family member stole that document, the deed, and then tried to sell it to somebody else, and they would go through the sale like normal, and they would pay them the money, and they would get the deed, but the original owner would still retain the name on the original bill. Get it? So that's what I'm saying. So, however, it's unlikely. I'm just saying. Oh, okay. But yeah, no, again, there's several ways to cut the cake, so to speak. However, no, I believe that again, this is what I'm saying is that's very far fetched. That's very unlikely because anybody who does this kind of deal, what I'm saying is they should. What I'm saying is, if I'm like a deed thief, so to speak, I would know this already, so I wouldn't even try it. But there are some ones that still do it. However, it's unlikely. The reason why I say unlikely is because obviously there's other guys that are involved. So therefore it's very unlikely. Anyway, I'm just letting you know, however, that for the expats out there, be careful. Most of the time they have fake documents. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah. 1 second.
The full amount of these three properties is 3.8 million,
About
or
3
maybe
million.
more than.
About 3 million. And I also lent her 800,000 to start a lending business or a business.
Wow.
So
Oh,
total is 3.8.
3.8 total. So how were you able to find out that she was just scamming you?
Well, like I said, it was I was only with her 191 days in total. When the second time when I came back, a little over 6 months.
6 months.
From
after-
June 17th, I believe it was, to December 27th of June 19th.
So you were together for only 6 months.
Yes, sir.
And I would assume that something already happened to you for that in the span of 6 months, of course.
Yeah, I guess things weren't all that rosy, I guess you might
Not
say.
rosy, okay. How were you able to find out, sir, that she was just trying to dupe you or scam you?
It's a lot to think about. What can I say? Like I believed in her. I did. I honestly loved her and I believed in her. And now it turns out, like, I believe she's already sold one property. And this main house that you showed there, I believe it's still occupied.
It's still occupied.
I believe so. And the other, the little tiny little beach house is, last time I seen it, because like I said, it was right on the beach.
Were you able to talk to her already about all these?
I tried to message her and say, what are we going to do, right? What are we going to do with our property? I'd like
So
to
she doesn't, she all of a sudden disappeared?
No, I disappeared. She kicked me out of the house. Yes.
Oh, she kicked you out of the house?
Yes. Told me to leave.
Why did you do that?
I guess she can't handle pressure. I'm not sure why, but
No reason at all? She just said, oh, I don't
Well,
want you out of this house.
she
Get
was
out.
she was angry with me, and like that's not the first time that happened. But this time I left and I didn't go back. She
So there was a fight that happened.
yes, and I know darn well
And what was the
Maybe.
reason that you guys fought?
Pardon
about, there was a fight that happens before all these things went on.
Yeah, just basically, I suppose about money and her attitude.
And that seems to be a problem. Going to always be down to money and attitude. Whether people will say that about American women, most relationships are dealing with, I can't stand the way she acts, the honeymoon's over, all of this. Again, Filipinas have attitudes too. As a matter of fact, I've talked about it time and time again. You get the good and the bad. But I will tell you, there is some sort of passiveness, tampo. I've been hearing more and more again about it. And I do feel there's something going on. And then on top of that, I'm sure it was about money. In the end, it can be. I'm sure this had to come up. I mean, we're talking 60, 80, 100,000 US dollars and multi properties and not having the paperwork. And I'm not believing this guy's innocent either. He's Canadian. Okay, so I've been around Canadians, so he's not as pure as the driven snow that's on those mountains there in Canada. So I'm sure he's drinking. I'm sure he could be doing other things. He might have been cheating. Who knows? There's got to be more to the story, but it doesn't excuse the multi houses and the money tied up and all the different things going on.
Right. Now, just real quick again, and I've said this time and time again. Again, for the female viewers out there, you feel free to welcome to argue with me with this one, because what I'm about to say again, if anybody's gonna argue with me, it would be the females.
Yeah, buddy.
First off, regardless of sexuality, the first 6 months is called the honeymoon phase. They call it the honeymoon
Yeah.
phase because everything's is
And he
perfect.
bought the
Your
places.
partner, male or female, they can never do anything wrong. Now, here's the thing. And the reason why I said I brought up the females on this one. If your woman partner, or even the male, don't give you shit after 6 months, there's something seriously effed up in your relationship.
Yeah, they call it, if it's totally lavender and both sides are passive and everything, they're
Then
either
your
cheating
partner
or there's
is a
something.
scammer or a cheater.
So there's going to be
Hands
fights
down,
and
your partner is a cheater or a scammer after 6 months if they don't give you flack.
or you end up in what I've heard they call a lavender relationship. And I learned about that the other day. And basically, lavender indicates is they're kind of like me and George. We have our fights, we fight, we go through these things. It's never vanilla, but they don't have time for this shit. In the end, it's like things get done. The housing stuff gets done. They take care of the kids. They support each other in the business and financially. And it works more so in a business like atmosphere than anything. So,
So, and there's an old well, here's the thing. The problem is not when you keep on fighting. The problem is when you stop fighting. Because when you stop fighting, then that means indifference has set in. Now, indifference is, the opposite of caring. It's indifference, which means they don't care anymore.
I think that kind of goes along with time. You're no longer sucking and tucking and lugging
Well,
and
what
all
I'm
that
saying
shit.
is,
And you
if
kind
you
of
guys
go
don't
to,
fight
you
anymore,
just get on my
your
nerves.
partner doesn't care about you anymore.
Yeah, you can just get the full Tampa where she doesn't talk to you at all or whatever.
Oh, no.
Or
If she does tampo, that means she still cares.
okay, so I mean, I guess so.
No, because if she doesn't have tampo anymore, then that's when you have to worry about.
Yeah. So witch and bitch season. It's a witch and bitch season.
Okay.
Because she does have a bad temper, and
She had a bad temper. Oh, she has
yeah,
a bad temper.
and I
Yeah.
know, like me being a foreigner, if I did something wrong in the Philippines, like I'm going to jail. Like it's
Mr. Lopez, what's your story?
Mine is she owes me $6.5 million for a beach house that we.
6.5. It's a lot bigger than his.
Well, it's four bedroom, 2 salas, and then we got 1,300 square meters of.
Ayun yung bahay. Okay.
And then there's kubu houses.
Wow. Okay. How was she able to
I told
convince you to buy those two properties?
She's good because at first when I wanted to come here, when I was going to come here, I wanted to rent.
Okay.
I wanted to
you rent
rent to see if I liked it here. And she kept on saying, no, you're wasting your money. You need to invest. Invest in a house, your retirement, make your money work for you. And I'm like, no, I want to rent because I know how much rent is here compared to it is in the USA. And what I'm renting here right now.
And honestly, the problem is when it comes down to the rent, as we've discussed before, is that when these guys, even if it is only 60,000, like they claim they're building these houses that cheap, and we know by the structure and what they put in them is way more than that. All right, so you put 100,000 in. You guys ain't going to use up that much rent, even if you do buy a nice place. Like you're renting out a nice place on Clark or something. So my point is they tend to get talked into the two big things here: babies and buying property. And yeah, guys are stupid. I'm gonna call it. I don't know why y'all have kids, and I don't know why y'all go on and buy an expensive house. And this other guy from Canada, not this one, but the other one, bought her 3 places in a business. And so I don't. They talk them into babies and buying houses. It's almost a given, even when you've heard them, and they're like, "No, I don't want it." Okay, they must have them laid up with their tongue on their licky licks or something. Something's going on. Don't try that to a Filipino. You'd be lucky to get breakfast in the morning situation. If I tried that shit on Jordan and say, "Oh, buy me a house and I want a kid," he'd go, "Oh, hell no," or I wouldn't hear from him for 3 weeks. You will get it's called the death tampo. You just don't hear it all. You say it's love. I just say it's being insensitive. My whole point is a lot of Filipinos are stubborn too. And so that's my deal. So the whole point is these guys got talked into it because they lost something between their legs. I don't know.
Yeah, hold on. I have a question. Are there living rooms upstairs? Upstairs?
What do you mean? In
It's an honest question.
in America or
Yes, in America.
yes, depending on the size of the house, you could
Did
get
they call them
oversized.
living rooms or did they call them dens? I'm just wondering. I honestly don't know.
No, dens in for me in Ohio and Michigan, those other places in Canada, they tend to be the dens or just other parts or like a man cave area or downstairs. Like we had the basements in Ohio. They made the dens downstairs. My dad and other family called the dens the one downstairs.
Oh, okay.
So if they have them, it's because they got 3 levels. Like in Missouri, there were houses that were 3 levels.
No,
One
no, no.
went down.
The reason
middle,
why I
and
ask is
upstairs.
because I always
There's a
thought
3-level house I
that
lived in Missouri.
I
and
thought
we
it
had
was
one.
I thought it was
It
the
had a
opposite.
fireplace. It was
That
our den.
upstairs it's called a den and the downstairs is called a
What's
living
the
room.
description? What
No,
does it
no, no.
say
The
for
reason
den?
why I
would have to
said
look it
that
up, but that's
that's why I'm
my-
asking again is because the bald guy says we have 2 living rooms in this house.
Well,
I'm just letting you know
remember,
what he
some
said.
people would turn this area right now into something. Well, I get it small. You get my point. There's oversized kitchens. I've seen couches in here in the Philippines. What I'm saying is, you get an oversized area, you could put more stuff in there. They
But
set the prices up
well, what
different
I'm
here in
saying is,
Asia.
remember, I basically spent a lot of time in Florida. They call them dens in Florida
Yeah.
because there's no basements in Florida.
No, I got that.
Yeah,
So
I'm just saying.
the second living room is usually called that, but they're not usually upstairs unless they're oversized houses. And it's not quite a foyer, which is the opening of where people
No,
come in
no, a
between.
foyer is different. Yeah.
I get it. And then you got your Florida rooms. Somebody calls it something a little.
Well, a
different.
Florida room's different too. That's not neither nor. Yeah.
Well, actually, it can. Someone may want to call that their den. I get it. It's a Florida room, babe. They enclose those things. It's not always
Yeah, but
plexiglass or.
no, I got you.
I'm not going to get into discussing.
No. I'm just trying to
versus-
analyze what he said. That's
Hey
all.
guys, you know damn well here in the Philippines they've got second levels and they put couches or something at the top of the stairs and there's no room up there and they call it another living room. I've seen that in these places here. There's somehow enough room in between and it's more of a square area. Didn't the Filipina P's house have that?
I've never heard anybody
When the
saying they
Filipina
have.
P showed her house, didn't she have some chairs or whatever?
Yeah,
and then
but they
there were
don't
bedrooms
usually
on the
call
side.
them living rooms in the U.S. They call them dens, and they call them what was the other one? Lofts.
Oh, well, loft would be way off. Loft would be up in the attic, like loft.
No,
That's what
well,
I've
see,
heard.
that's the thing. I've never heard of Florida. Same thing. There's no attic rooms in Florida
Gotcha. Okay.
because because of the heat. For those of you not familiar with Florida.
Yeah.
before in the USA.
What does she do for a living in the first place, sir?
She told me she had a business.
Like what kind of business?
That's what she told me. She knows how to make money.
She was able to convince you to give her money so she will be able to buy those two properties worth 6.5 million?
Six and a half mil. And then there was a car also involved.
Plus a car.
Yeah,
What kind of car
because
is it?
because she only had a motorbike. It was a Toyota Wigo. She
Okay.
said because we'll need a car when you're here so that you can get around.
So while she was dealing or talking to you, she was at the same time also
Yes.
talking to him.
Yeah, from what I understood with him, he left her. This is what she told me. He left her, and she tried to get him back, and she drove after him in her car to try to get him to come back to her, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then she was saying all this time that she still had all his stuff. He had to come and get it.
Oh,
and she
he
had
was
his
sloppy
laptop,
seconds,
and there was all
dude.
kinds of crap going on. She was going to throw a vouchy on him,
Sloppy
cyber
hundreds.
libel, and with the vouchy, she said she had proof in his computer.
That's 10.3 million altogether. Hannah,
Hello po, Sir Rapi Tulfo.
can you speak in English? Because these two gentlemen cannot understand Tagalog. Who would you like to talk to
And
first?
here in a minute, she'll actually say something about her life was falling apart. Rafi's like, we're not showing you. You're not going to be exposed. No, what she's saying is she's under stress because she owes these guys this money. I caught on what she was saying right away. I'm so stressed out. He's like, we're not showing you. Why are you stressed? So he turned it into something totally different. And then her daughter's going to come on here in a minute, and she's got an interesting name. You guys got to wait and hear her name, which indicates it could have been her previous job.
Is it Mercedes?
Oh, no, you're not going to believe the girl's name.
Lexus?
No. No.
Celica?
Close.
Whoa, Selena.
It's with an S.
All right, let's Google.
I can't believe. Yeah, take a guess at her name, guys.
Blaine na lang po.
Blaine. Okay, go ahead. Talk to Blaine.
Blaine, you know what you're doing to me. That's why I filed the case now, too, right? Sir, I just want to ask him, what do you want? Because I have a good conversation in the court. Then I give all my my good faith, and I will tell to the court what happened and what you're doing to me. So now, the big house, what you're doing.
Instant victim, man. You gotta love the instant victim situation. Oh, me, I this, I that, and what do you want from me? And tell the truth. And I miss MYK when he used to do the Filipina accents and stuff. And, oh, me, oh, my. And it's like, oh, I'm the victim.
It's not true. You can go back to the area in Pachoka. That is a squatter area. Decision is your decision, not me. Okay? You want to buy the small property because you want to live on the side of the sea, right? That is a government property. So that's why I decided to buy the.
I decided to buy that one because you
Wait.
wanted to live by the sea.
Government property, that means it's only rights.
Correct.
That
And the
would,
rights belong to a barangay captain.
I assume that's the gray house. I assume.
I don't know. None of them really have any titles. The woman hasn't done anything, and it seems to be that the people she's tied up in, it's all nepotism and stuff. I bet this whole thing is the money she took from the foreigners is going in, of course, to local family members, and she's spreading it out and stuff, but it doesn't even seem like any of the titles are available. So all these guys want is their money, and they're not the only ones. There are 15 guys. She's just been going through one at the other. She's an older Filipina, and the daughter and families are all living in the house and stuff. And that's when I found out the girl's name. I was like, yeah.
One, because you pushed me to buy the property. Okay?
I did not force you to buy.
Oh,
anything.
wait a minute. Are you talking to Blaine now or are you talking to
course.
Keith?
No, it was
Blaine has a beach property too. She's talking about the
I
smaller
was-
beach.
Oh, okay. Blaine is the Canadian gentleman and Keith is the American guy.
Yes, sir. I'm just talking to Blaine there.
Blaine.
Sir, I just want to talk with you before I talk to both of them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay?
Talk to me, but say it in English, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm just asking to Blaine how much the money she told me that there. How much?
How much money for what?
How much money did you tell me
You pay.
that she owes you?
Yeah.
Well, in total for the three properties and the 800,000 in cash, it comes up to 3.8.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Really,
and also
really, really?
in Ket Lopez, that's not true. I have a proof. here.
So you have proof that Blaine
Yeah.
is not telling the truth, and what proof is that you have?
Yes, sir. Both of them, sir, did not are saying the truth. That
So
is
both of them are
that's
lying?
not
Is that
true.
what you're saying? Both of them are lying? They came here just to lie?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have a proof, sir. And also,
Okay,
sir,
what kind of proof do you have, ma'am? What is
I have a conversation here, sir.
Blaine? Do you have proof that you really, in fact,
So, is she the victim? Did these guys just run a train on her? I mean, I get these guys probably.
No,
aren't the
no, of
best.
course
I'm
not. The fact that
The way
even
she-
Rafi said these two guys are lying in all probability now, because these two guys, odds are they don't know each other.
And you can tell the more their lips move, her, aka her, and her flapping her gums, the more you can tell it wasn't me. I didn't do it. They're lying. They're lying. Like you said, staying stoic and quiet usually indicates, like me when I'm going off and shit, like, yeah, Heidi's crazy. She's losing her mind. She's starting it today. It's evident who's starting it shit. You know that's true, but she's going on, and here in a little bit she'll throw more shade. Oh, he was beating on me. He drinks and he's this. And I get everybody. Like I said, I'm sure these guys are nowhere even close to perfect, but they didn't deserve to have that kind of money gone. So, yeah.
Send her money, that amount, which totals to 3.8 million.
Well, yes, I do, sir, and also
Like
under
a bank
There it is.
transfer,
All
bank
about the
transactions.
transfers.
Yep.
bank transactions.
Yes,
And you do have that?
Yeah,
All about
I have a whole bunch of people
Okay.
here, sir.
Anna.
Therapy, ganito po.
No, speaking English. English, please, English.
I'm talking to
Blake.
Ted Lopez now.
Now to Mr. Lopez. Okay, go ahead.
How much they asking money, sir? How much?
$6.5 million, and I have proof for that. I even got a document that you signed.
No, because,
yes,
because
yes.
sometimes you remember you stay in the Philippines, you send money.
That each one of them, it's way higher than that. Like him, I think it was 10.3, so he's only asking for 6. So she's going to go on here in a minute about how she spent that money on him and how he drinks. Or in other words, she starts blaming money was spent, and which is probably true. If that's all the money that was floating around, first, you're a fool if you come here and just outright give every dime to somebody, whether you're the Filipino. Because let me let you know, Americans and foreigners scam Filipinas all the time. They scam them online. They take their money. They get here. They drain them. Like there are some that won't even leave the house afterwards. Like they hunker down and get no incoming money, no nothing. And it's like, bitch, you just going to take care of me. So it does happen on both sides. But in this case like this, I'm sure the money was being spent. He's only asking, it seems to be he's only asking for part of it back.
Under my name. Then after that, I give you the money, and that is our expenses for every day.
You didn't give me
And
no
also-
money.
And also you want to buy a lot of alcohol using that money. You send under my name.
All right, so there it is. Why the fuck is she giving him money? A lot of people are like, oh, well, the Filipinas control. When I got to America, I didn't get any money. He wouldn't give me any money, which I get's a different subject. But here they are in the Philippines. Now, when you get here, you are going to rely on your Filipina to some point. If they're living out in bumfuck Egypt, and they may have to rely on her for everything, like getting around, getting to know the people, and you should try to be as independent as possible. But why is she handing him money? Well, I mean, go figure that one out.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I gave him money. Well, you won't give me money. I don't get that either.
You're something else, man.
No.
Yes, I drank with your dad, and I drank with your nephew, and I drank with you.
Alcoholic yan, sir. Alcoholic yan. Sobrang.
No, are you saying now that the 6?
No, he doesn't believe her. No.
Yes, mother. I'm not allowed to fornicate today. I think I'll just eat some bacon.
No,
some
Rafi isn't
sausage.
buying this because it's
Yes,
illogical.
mother. No, it's crazy.
It doesn't make sense.
And
Her
like I said,
story.
it's
Her story
everywhere.
doesn't make sense.
This is one of the crazy stories. She's got 2 men on stage. One was an after spot, probably the old wet spot, or the new wet spot. But the whole point is she went from one and another, and out of that she got 5 houses, 4, 3 from the one guy, 1 from him. So in a short period, she got money for 4 houses and had 4 fucking titles. Good for you. Way to go. Oh, Heidi was just jealous. No, I ain't having it out like that. I got a conscience. I wouldn't even be able to sleep at night. But the situation is also a business and money and control of the money in the bank. She controlled both guys. And it's outright just Filipina pussy control, man. Woo!
Okay, my
woo,
question is,
woo.
have they actually met her in person?
Yeah. The one was actually, they both at some point lived. They came over officially. The one was gone and everything. But initially, the older guy from Canada, sitting on the side, not prison boy over there in the stripes. The other older guy, not actually, he looks like Fester. Look at there, all Halloweened up. Look at him in his prison outfit there, babe. Anyways, so it's no, he said he knew her for he came here and spent a couple weeks and then went back and transferred the money and then officially came over. So yes, This is where they've actually done it.
6.5 million pesos all went to the drinking of Mr. Keith.
No,
Andy
sir.
Lopez?
No, sir.
It went
No,
all
sir. I never said
to
all that money.
the alcohol expenses while he
No,
was here
sir,
with
that-
you.
I'm telling you, sir, that amount is not true.
Which one is true then? Which one is true? The 6.5 or the 3.8?
Sir, the amount of the property in Mansalay is only 520,000.
Oh, hold on a second. How is it only 520,000 when you told me the 1,300 square meters was over 1 mil? But hold
Sir,
on.
that
But
is
I already
right.
know. I already know how much.
There's no way that all the different properties or even his one property and what was spent was only 10,000 US. I mean, it's possible. It's very well possible. There are some houses that can be, but land itself in the Philippines would probably cost that much.
Well,
Land everywhere is getting to be up there.
the average price of land, keyword average, don't quote me on this because I said average. Average price of land is 20,000 pesos per square meter.
Yeah, when I hear guys saying that I bought this amount of meters, I keep hearing 30,000
Current,
US,
current,
40,000 US,
And I said average.
18,000 US. So in other words, that wouldn't even be the cost, even if it was just a little piece of land. that was
Right.
on
But
the
what I'm
property.
saying is it's not cheap. It really isn't.
Yeah.
But
So.
Electrician. We're not idiots here because you're always threatening us about you have all these cop friends
No,
and you're going to
sir.
get us thrown in jail, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But guess what, Michelle?
No,
I have
no,
I have a
sir.
friend
No,
who's a
sir.
driver who has
Sir,
family in the Mansalay government, and that's who we spoke to when we went there. We spoke to the vice mayor, the city coordinator, the title department, and everybody alongside on the landing strip. They know about you. And the person that you bought the property from, the rights from, was somebody that was on the barangay.
The rights.
And it was only for 500,000
The rights,
pesos. And they
There it is. And he just said that.
so they know about it. But unfortunately,
No, the barangay guy owns it.
well, here's the problem. The problem
So-
I have in this story is he didn't check before he dished out the money. Because obviously he can check. It's kind of like he did the checking afterwards.
Well, here's the thing. I get why it happens. Why?
No, no.
When we got the e-trike, I didn't go with you to go get the e-trike. You kind of went there. Nope, you was all on your own. I get that it's not the same, but the same. It was a large purchase.
Yeah, but that I'm not scamming anybody.
Well, he didn't think he'd be scammed either. The point I'm trying to make is they always
I
tend to rely
understand
on the
that,
Filipina
but-
until shit goes south. When the things go south, then they want to hash everything
Yeah, but
out.
here's the
It
thing.
was easy.
Here's the
slide,
thing, and
easy
I've
go.
said it in the live several times. How many times do I actually ask you for anything? Even from the US all the way here, even to this day to here.
Right.
How often do I ask for anything? I guarantee you that girl kept asking him for
No, I
him for
get that.
something.
Yeah, no, there's no.
What I'm
doubt.
saying is
That's not the point.
What I'm saying is
trying to
be
make
aware that when somebody keeps asking you for something, that's a red flag.
It's
Or
been
if
a
they
red
don't give
flag,
you
yes.
flack,
Correct.
it's a red flag.
Well, you were just saying about making the purchase without them. I was trying to make the point it does happen. Forget about the red
the
flag.
thing is, odds are is that lady, I'm guarantee you, has been asking for shit nonstop.
Oh yeah, the other guy said that's what she does. So
Right.
electrician that did the wiring in the house, he never got freaking paid. And he's the cousin of my friend. So you go ahead and get your cop friends, and you can keep threatening us and all that like you've been doing. You did that to Blaine, to myself, every time we drove past a jail. And not just me, but you did it also to Casper.
Who's Casper?
Gentleman from Dutch.
So another gentleman there?
Yes, that she got
that she owes money?
280,000
So
pesos.
there are three of you.
There's more than that because I got documentation from conversations that I had with Nick Jones.
Nick Jones.
From Australia, who she was talking to.
nope, I guess I did. So, all right. So her daughter will, because it's too long of a clip, because basically she just keeps going through and denying and stuff. And he says, "Are you going to give them their money, or are you going to jail?" And he kept saying that. Her daughter comes on and defends her mom and says she's living there, and of course she's going to defend her mom. Her name is Secret.
Okay. Now, again, nothing against the Filipino, but what does your daughter have anything to do with it?
I don't know. She was trying to prove that the money was spent other places when I don't see how can you defend that many houses.
What I'm
in your
saying
name
is that's
and-
obviously a bias.
Yeah.
witness testimony. That doesn't make any sense.
Her daughter's name is Secret. It actually took Rafi back. He's like, okay. It was when he said Secret. It's like I've heard the strangest names here in the Philippines.
Well,
I mean, don't get me
either
wrong.
way, I mean that's
Secret.
not a very credible witness in my opinion.
Her name's not credible. Secret. Yeah, I guess she was a secret. Not a secret, or whatever it is. So
Oh, by the way, just real quick. No. Nothing to do with the current topic. Be aware that again, like Filipinos do name their kids kids, not necessarily children, but kids not normal. Like for example, Jello.
yeah.
But here's the thing. Jello is not the full name, babe. Jello
Good
is
morning.
it's kind of
Dallas.
like Georgie Porgy or Georgie. It's a nickname for George. Jello is a nickname for Jomar.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, be aware that Filipinos may have some really weird names. Although Secret is a little off, but anyway. Hey, Key Dallas, how's it going? Key
Hey,
Dallas,
what's going
what's up?
on? Lou is in the house. Yeah, I don't.
Hey, Lou, how's it going,
What's
man?
going on? He's like, Heidi and George, you will make a perfect podcast for truck drivers. Once again, another odd statement. For what purpose?
Well, technically, we would make a good podcast. Period.
Okay. I mean, podcast, live stream.
No.
It's
A lot
just
of people.
one is just audio, and now
Right. No, I mean a lot of
the
people
live is.
would want to listen to the banter.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what you're referring
Although
to.
I do miss I do miss 2J's truck stops. I mean, Jiminy Crickets love those truck stops.
Gotcha.
They have
It's
showers
like,
and
what?
everything. You
Trucker
can buy
podcast.
anything. Yeah. But anyway.
There are enough of them doing. You realize how many YouTubers / podcaster live streamers are in a truck now, which makes sense. They're always on the road. They can show what's going on spot to spot. So, hey Thomas, what is going on?
Candy
Good morning.
cane.
Good morning, Rico. Bottom common denominator: scammers versus the gullible. Yeah, this one was. I thought they were father and son when I initially seen it. When I talked about this a week or two ago covering it, and we do these every now and then. We've been doing them for a few years, and it was just wild. And then in the end, you'll hear what you didn't get to the point is Rafi was counting, the guy was counting, and he said, I think 8 or 9, and then he kept counting. He goes, no, I think it's around 15 guys that she's had on the hook that she keeps going through that are buying her things and doing things. And that has to be one hell of a thing. Think about that whole situation. What would draw Lynn besides the guys just being weak? That I mean, does she flash boobs on the first day and then they're hooked? Does she? Don't say it's because she's like, oh, I like your hair, I like your smile, and she just feeds them. Is it the whole? This is not to the normal extent that there will be that many. Although they say there is a long-term situation. In other words, they call it the long haul. They will get 20, 30 people on the hook until maybe that many. I don't know, but it's kind of, yeah. Simps will send that money.
No, it's a simping thing, yes. However, the reason why I asked her earlier is have they met her in person? The difference between a simp and not a simp is if they tap that A. If they tap that A, technically they're not a simp. However,
They
they're
are if they continue after, even if
well,
you're
no,
just dating. If
they're
it's
not a
not
simp
long-term.
anymore because a simp is meaning that they're not going to or ever going to tap that A. I'm just going by
Oh,
definition here.
really?
Yes. However, they're gullible. Yes. Yes.
I met a good one. We built a house in the province. I've been here for 5 years, but I still believe in a thin line between lucky and unlucky. Yeah, it could happen anywhere. It's kind of like
Oh
when
well,
you date
yeah,
a
no,
woman from
no.
Mexico, or how they say that
Or in
goes
the
on.
U.S.
Well, I was going through that there are different places you will hear this goes on. Oh, everybody in the Dominican Republic is a scammer, the women and stuff, and it's all about this. No, there's a lot of good marriages. There's a lot of, there's a lot of things that do work out. You just have to be on that lookout and stuff.
I mean,
So,
America's Most Wanted. Remember that show? Most of the scammers there are Americans on American women. Just saying.
yeah, let us know, guys, by your comment and everything. So, 1 second here. We're waiting on a delivery.
Basically, don't buy land unless you have your own attorney, not hers or her family. Protect yourself always. Okay, now first off, I agree with Black Grandpa. Don't buy land unless you have legal representation backing you up. Two, don't buy rights. Never buy rights. Okay.
Got some spooky Halloween.
Now, first
donuts
off,
coming.
again, hashtag cancel George. There's this old thing that happened, like, oh yeah, these
Oh,
guys are
he's
squatters. That stuff built. They're squatters. No. They weren't squatters. They have rights. They have paperwork. But what I'm getting at is don't buy rights. The reason being is it's probably not an area where you guys don't want to live in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, you want the fuchsia?
I need.
Yeah, it's paid for. Yeah. Yeah, fuchsia relationship. Well, they call it lavender. They're like, I'm not looking to be ballroom dancing. I'm not looking for the perfect wife. I'm not looking that we're at a beach party with our friends and drinking beer and doing videos and content. He says, I just want to support each other. One's doing laundry, one's this. They want a working relationship, a real relationship. Not this fantasy shit you guys keep seeing on YouTube all the time, and we've been fed for a couple years, especially here in the Philippines. Man.
Show off your donuts.
Well, you can show that one. This is the Halloween ones. Check it out. They're the villain. Yeah, I know, but the box is what's cool.
Oh, that's donuts.
Well, the donuts are, but the box, it's really cool. It's the villain donuts, guys. We are going to splurge today. I guess one's apple, one's cherry, and one's blueberry. Interesting because, yeah, Mary, you're not getting a donut. I know you would like to. Donuts. Huh? Screw that. Really going to have sugar. It's Halloween. You're going to sugar it up. Oh, yeah, don't even think about it, Meg. What do you look? Nope, Megan, you can forget about it, girl. Megan's like sniff, sniff. Yeah. And then the other ones are the Halloween ones. Let's see. Well, brought to you by George's bathroom break.
Okay, so that's Maleficent, and this is Ursula. Who's the one in the middle?
I don't know, but those are heavy duty ones.
Huh?
That's got.
What are you talking about?
Well, they're like ones. I don't know what's what. Oh wow, are you even kidding me right now, though?
What?
Because they're supposed to have fillings.
Wow.
They said one is cherry, one's apple, and you actually. Okay. Yeah, but these are the candy things.
Yeah, no. Again, what I'm saying is
Sugar.
when they say rights, okay. The issue you have with rights on property, one, it's usually in not necessarily squatter areas, but something similar, These are areas where when it's rights, it's basically free land. And what I'm getting at is it's no different in the US. If there's something free, do you think these are the creme de la creme people? No, odds are no. And that's what I was getting at. And I said clearly that in all probability, as an expat, you probably don't want to live here. Do expat live in these areas? Yes. But it's not really by their choice. It's because of their budgets, that kind of deal, or or in this case, for instance, that they trusted their Filipino or Filipina to make the purchase for them.
I'm a bit of a coma in that.
You know what I'm saying? So again, but as a general rule,
That is really good, guys.
as a general rule, again, if it's
I got
rights,
chocolate on my
don't
lips.
buy it. And not to mention, remember, if it's rights, the government can decide to take it anytime they want to. And not because they're being mean. When the government gives rights to people, they can take it away if they want to expand a road, put in a flyover, or anything like that. And that's what happened here in the
Yeah, I see that all
in
the
Angel
time.
City, that they people built apartment complexes, and there's these vloggers that says, "Oh, they were squatters." No, 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 they weren't squatters. They had paperwork. They bought the rights to them. They had paperwork. However, the moment the government decides to take it back,
Yeah,
there's
which
nothing you can do.
basically it just means
Yeah, you have rights to it as long as the government doesn't
it's
use
just
the
bad,
land.
really, most of the time to
Correct.
purchase in foreign countries.
Now there are expats
I like that one.
like expat John, who did have, well, he didn't build a house on squatter land. He built an extension on squatter land. Not the same thing, but somewhat similar. Point being is don't build anything, period, on squatter land ever.
Yeah,
But rights, yeah, feel free to do it. But remember, the government can decide to take that away from you anytime they want to.
look at that. It kind of goes on my costume, like I'm a big kid with chocolate on my face.
You're always a big kid.
Hello, mother. Tell me that's not good.
Of course, it's good.
Well, the only thing I'm disappointed is the cost because, yeah, these ones were even more expensive. I thought they all were filled because one said apple, one said cherry, and one said blueberry. That's just icing it. I guess that's the cherry one.
I wouldn't know.
I know. And it's starting, they're melting. Of course, it's, wow, feel how heavy that is before I bite into it. Feel the heaviness on that one.
Well, I guess you'll. Wow, it is heavy.
It's really heavy. And it's melting.
What is it?
I don't know. There's nothing in the middle.
No, there is. You just didn't bite enough.
Mm-hmm. Humidity's been really high here lately.
Well, it's been raining nonstop again, so nothing new.
Okay, it's the apple one. Here,
Okay, good.
That's why here.
That's all right. No, I'm all right.
Okay, well, it's a little hard. I'm like fingers in. See? Happy Halloween. I made some popcorn yesterday. I was telling some of our friends that it's what?
You know what? I'll have it. Oh,
It's wet.
yeah, it's apple.
Wet and sticky and spicy. Like last night.
It is apple.
That's really good. We still make the best donuts, so. Oh, baby girl wants a bite. I know you want a bite. Oh, look at that. Give her just the don't give her any of the sugar.
Do they have these in the U.S.? No. Well, the reason why I ask is this is Krispy Kreme. So I'm just wondering, do they have these in the U.S.? I mean,
Are they doing the villain now? That was really good.
I would assume they do. I mean, it is
Because the
Krispy
apple
Kreme.
isn't sweet. The outside is sweet, but the apple's kind of tangy. That's a good combination.
That's very good.
Yeah. So the popcorn I made was caramel. And I was supposed to be making caramel candies for today. Well, it failed. It didn't set up. It's going to happen. It could have been just humidity, right? Oh, yeah. Here's the wipes right here, babe.
Oh, I was gonna get you one, but I didn't
Yeah.
think I
And
was-
then it didn't set up. So then I used it for the popcorn. And then I made sour cream and onion, and it was real onions in it, of course. It just wasn't the powder they sell here. So it was from scratch, real onions, real garlic, along with real buttermilk powder to control the salt and everything. And then it had chives and some other spice. And then so half the batch is that, and the other half is caramel. Actually, it's in there. Why don't you want to try it?
No. It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're just going to watch movies and watch a bunch of stuff today. It says the den is a living room you use as a family room. Yeah, it's a second. Yeah, ours was downstairs. It's a second room. There's always like a seating room. It's delivery.
Seriously?
Yep, that's me home cell front.
Today's a non-working
No,
holiday.
these guys show up all the time. That's really good guys. Most of the time, George is asleep, or so the guy's like, I wonder who that is. Yeah, that was really good. I probably shouldn't have munched out. Yeah. So let me know if you guys, what plans you have, what's going on. And I'm really glad that you guys are here. Oh, that's their cat thing, babe. Open up their cat toy.
Which one?
The big one, the flat one. That's a it's a scratching post thing for them. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably. Oh
Soft.
no, that's the go ahead. That's the cover to attempt to cover the trike. So wrong item. Yeah, I bought them like a scratching post with a. But I guess I thought that's what that one was.
No, I was gonna say that's an awfully soft scratching post. It's possible, but
No, that is funny. They want to know if you're buckwheat.
right, little
Wait,
rascals.
That was actually on me. And here, ready? Let's switch again. Yeah, I guess it's shorter down. So we switched earlier. It's part of, for me, it's menace to society is what's going on. Yeah. So no, it's just part of being silly. Part of the brave, and
Oh
yeah,
man.
I got chocolate on me now. You got the. There have been a lot of people sick here. Keyword, she said, you need a car while you're here, bitch. No, I don't. Right? You need a car. Yes, mother. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, just real quick for those of you who are not familiar with a Wego is a very small 4-door car Toyota. It's for those of you who've seen our car. Our car is a Celerio. It's literally almost the exact same car. It's the same car really. The only difference is of course one's a Suzuki and one is a Toyota, and that's the car that she bought is a Wego. It's basically the Toyota version of our car.
So here, see what.
Jezebel, and I shouldn't see you anymore because you've been fornicating with other men. Yes, mother.
So it's
All I wanted was a girl. Pray to the good Lord for it, but play with you, Daddy.
I guess they don't get straight to the point, but yeah, it's.
I've given you everything you've asked of me. I devoted my life to you. Even I have limits.
See how he talks.
Where you going? I'm going drinking. No, you're not. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I should have guessed, just like your useless wastrel father sitting around with a bunch of shiftless drunkards.
Anybody, you guys seen that
Get your
movie?
rifle, why don't you? Let the drunkards out of their misery.
That's hilarious. Yes, mother. No, I guess he really did. Ed Gein really did talk like that. So yeah, it's called Monsters, and It went around
Her mouth
forever,
was on
so
fire. That's
now
what
now it's like now they put pieces of bread on their kids and everything else, and somebody put a piece of bread because it's supposed to be like skin or something. They put on this little baby that couldn't have been 3 months old, and the whole time the baby's like, eh. He stuck his tongue through the bread and got like 300,000 views. I was like, it was hilarious. Next up on the stage tonight, it's Mercedes, followed up by Secret, and then followed up by her mother. Congratulations for winning how many houses? 5 houses in a business?
I ain't gonna lie, but hey, I mean, obviously she got away with it, so
Yeah, that's not the whole point there. She had some hook. They said every woman has a hook or something. Mine's probably my cooking and my lips or something, but everybody's got something that keeps them like, who would actually stay with Heidi? Actually, somebody did go through the whole psychology. I forgot one of our F pilot or something is I tried to break down the psychology of George and Heidi, and he referred to me as Annie Oakley and the tough one, and you being smart and all these things. And it's like, yeah, opposites attract and weird things. It wouldn't be the first time, but I didn't date Asians either. So it's everybody has something, and sometimes you just click and everything. I don't think there is any real explanation.
well, actually, I'm just here for the long scam, just for you to let you guys know.
That I would buy at this point. I would actually, honestly, looking in the camera.
Really?
Yes.
Although, okay,
That was your plan
here's the messed up
whole
part. Here's the
time,
messed up part.
right? You came back to the Philippines.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say anything because no. Although Heidi, it's kind of messed up. There are certain things in actually hit the mute
Oh,
button.
1 second. I got that serious. No, okay. So what
Yeah,
George was saying in a nutshell, and so it didn't sound weird. We were discussing how we trust each other. So he has access to get into the Social Security accounts. He's got some of his own accounts. That's up to George. A lot of people think I have all access to him and control the purse strings. How many accounts do you have? 2? I don't have any access to them. Correct? That's what we were discussing. But he does have
Well, it's
access
not
to both
because
my accounts.
it's a failsafe.
Why is it a failsafe? I can't get to your money in any manner except for to take your wallet that lays next to you.
It's a
in the morning.
failsafe because that way, if I decide to go to Red Street, I know you can't access the money. Duh.
Fuck you, George.
I mean, hookers ain't cheap, bro.
Matter of fact, somebody was talking about that recently. All these people talking about, oh, it's cheap here, and 1,000 peso bar fine did this, 1,200, and they go through all this cheap shit.
Okay.
And now let's hold on. We ain't pretend we know Walking Street shit, but the whole point is these bitches have been going through the money. That vet said that he blew through. You can blow through a lot of money on Walking Street.
All right.
They said by the time you buy each round of drinks for a bunch of the girls, by the time you bar fine, by the time you take them back out afterwards, by the time you get the hotel rooms, by the time you do everything, you could be out several hundred US dollars a night. So people are like, I thought it was cheap in the Philippines. Fucking bitches, we've been saying no matter you
I don't want to
red
sound
street or Macadying it or just slumming it like me, it still costs. We still go through about $2,000 a month, and my ass isn't even traveling.
now, guys,
I got some nice donuts, mother.
guys. Let me
Say it, George. Do Ed Gein now that you've heard him. Yes, mother.
I can't do that.
Yes, mother.
Okay, guys. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and I'm talking about the
and the boobs.
I'm not talking about you. Okay, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and what I'm getting at is here's the sad part. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Right. Look what I got.
Now, when it comes to bar girls, proof that Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
Will you, babe? Don't let her bully
Okay.
Cookie.
Now
No,
5,000
push her down.
peso.
Just push Megan down. She needs to get
Now
out.
5,000 peso bar girls. Okay.
Megan, be a good girl, honey.
In my eyes, a 5,000 bar girl would be like, "Whoa, and a 10,000 peso bar girl would be like, yeah.
That's
But
not why I found 1,000 pesos
No,
next
no,
to the
no,
bed
no.
this morning.
Now here's the thing. If I'm with an American, a 5,000 peso bar girl will be like, they're like, hell yeah. And then a 10,000 peso bar girl will be like, just saying.
You talking
I'm
about
just,
$100 versus?
I'm just
Oh
saying.
my God! I do want to
Point
mention on this
is,
side.
I'm saying is
You've been
what Filipinos think of beauty is the opposite of what Americans, specifically Americans, think of
Well,
beauty.
everybody has a different standard or a
Right,
different way
right.
of
Well,
looking at
what
things.
I'm saying is,
Have you seen all the memes about with the food stamps dropping out? They've been showing the guys with the full refrigerators, the overweight guys.
just real quick, I said pesos, okay, guys? So
Yeah, I just said 100 or 200 or $300 girls. Yeah.
right. So just saying,
And
just giving you
I've
guys
also been seeing
tip
the
here.
memes. They're like, dudes, hold out for November 1. He said, Wussy is about to go down in price. He goes, do not.
Well, that's
buy
in the
it now.
U.S. That's in the U.S.
It's a joke, babe. I'm making.
It's not a joke, though.
It's probably
It's not a
true,
joke, though.
right? A woman gonna put out for some eggs and cheese.
No, that's not a
man.
joke, guys. Again, in the
And then I'm like,
U.S.
well, that's cold. The first one I seen, I was like, that's a cold
Yeah,
ass bitch. And
working-
then I was like, actually, it's
no,
it's kind of
working
funny.
girls or
And then
working
after that,
guys
you're
will
just
go
like,
cheap after, during that time. Yes, in the U.S.
I told you I'm gonna be out there hustling.
Kind of like
something
here in the
drops.
Philippines. I ain't lying. Here in the Philippines during the pandemic,
People were
you
hustling.
can get Uzi for $2. I'm not lying.
Correct, for 100 pesos. The girls,
Not
I seen
lying.
it when them walking street videos where we
And
was
they're
during
not-
the pandemic, and
They're
were
not
on the
rough.
corner,
They're not
100
unacceptable
pesos.
either. At 200
But
pesos,
this was
at 100
5
pesos,
years ago,
200 pesos,
4.5.
they were acceptable in my opinion. What I'm saying is,
Hey, look,
like, if in my opinion they're acceptable, in Western's opinion, they're like, oh hell yeah. No, but remember that was during that time.
Sperlin said, if I didn't read this earlier, I had an internet buddy who was living paycheck to paycheck over here and had a problem with his girlfriend wanting to leave. Correct. I told him about a firm. He signed up and he was gone. I don't know what a firm is. I have no idea what a firm is. That's new. I mean, you want to check that out and see what that is? I'm not sure what that is, Sperlin. But here's the thing, living paycheck to paycheck, that is the problem. That's what I told George. The only problem I have is it doesn't matter what country. So we just don't put it on Filipinas. There's a lot of people traveling because of the online dating. They sell everything. They jump into these relationships like that one woman that went all the way to the Netherlands. I think it was Netherlands or Iceland. She thought she could just show up and go to nursing school and everything else, and she couldn't even speak the language, and she sold everything and arrived. And she didn't waste no time. She went straight back. But a lot of them can't afford to do that. I really technically can't. So if me and George, which we have problems, I'm telling you, there's no doubt that we have relationship problems. We're not even going to try to hide that. And in a case like something happens, my intention would be to still stay and adjust my status or something. But it would be extremely rough if I didn't have a little bit of money set aside. And so these guys tend to get stuck. These homeless guys, most of their stories start out with, she did me wrong. There's another one. Carrie, our friend Carrie, that we're supposed to have on the show that does the homeless people on the street or whatever, she's here in Angel City. She's probably gone by now. But she just showed another American that sits at a 7-Eleven here, another one. And no, he's not an American. He seems to be Spanish. I thought it was an American. The other one was the American. And he takes change all day and lives on the street and stuff. And he's got issues, a lot of medical issues. And the story starts, she did me wrong. Or, but we don't know what happened. He could have problems. She could have problems. Could have been financial issues. Could have been mental issues. But according to them, the guy had 40 million pesos to start with. 36 million point something, which is 80 or 90,000, 100,000. No, that's a lot. because that would be 60. No, that would be a couple 100,000. What is 40 million? What is 36.8 million? That's a lot of money.
No, that's how I was checking.
Divided by.
Though,
All right, that's 630,000, and it made her cry. But according to the story that's up and coming, is it started, with a Filipina or something. But it could happen. So I do feel bad for the guys because it could happen to any of us expats that arrive that are in a marriage, just a relationship, like these guys with the house and everything. And
yeah, just real quick again, since we're talking about this, since we're talking about real quick again, I'm just gonna analyze this real quick. I just did it. For instance, like Heidi says that there's these expats that are down out and their luck and everything. Now the bajau here are very common here in Angel City specifically,
true.
and they beg constantly.
Mhm.
Now talking to other Filipinos, okay, and I've spoken to a lot of Filipinos. The consensus is they make 1,000 pesos per day. Okay, then just for begging.
That's their new girlfriends.
Yeah.
Tony was asking who the women
And
were.
just real quick again.
Cinderella.
Now, for example,
Good morning, Michael.
whenever I'm at a stop, if I'm feeling stingy, I give them 20 pesos. Okay, and that's me being stingy that day. So what I'm getting at is, if per se that in a stop at a stoplight, that one person gives them 20 pesos a day, on a probability scale, they
Mhm.
make 500 pesos a day, and
Which is more
that's
than a
on the
working person.
low end.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty much what the average person who works at a burger joint makes. Okay, so I'm not
500 pesos?
I'm not talking about Burger King or McDonald's. I'm talking about the other burger joints. Well, point being is, and somebody flipping burgers at other lower end burger joints. But point
It's a
being
new show,
is,
so we don't
yeah.
know how they're going to progress with that. So, but she didn't want to
Oh well,
cooperate. It's
not
brand new.
they're not gonna make they're
They're
not
not
gonna
gonna
get
get
their
that
money
money back.
back.
Anything you do here, whether people threaten to sue you as a content creator, sue you as a expat suing a Filipina, divorce stuff that's being refiled because your man divorced you back in the U.S. or your woman did or whoever out it happens, everything takes forever through these
Well,
courts.
not to mention, even in the U.S., even if you sue somebody, even if you won the
Still takes a
lawsuit,
while, yeah.
it doesn't mean you'll get your money.
Yeah. So here it just
I
becomes
mean,
times two. So
right.
Sarah's like, I smell a troll. Smells like donuts, mother. Don't let. I dated a secret in Orlando once. So did George.
Right.
That's why he's got
His
blood relatives.
his
here.
dick is bigger than mine.
Well, if we.
Whoa, bro.
What happened? Look, we froze up. What'd you do?
Whoa.
You must have disturbed the
Wait.
flow.
Did it really?
Yeah, you might have knocked that out of place.
But this one isn't.
It will in a minute. It's behind. It lags a minute, babe. It's a minute lag.
Oh. Oh, it did. Yeah.
Sorry about that,
Maybe I should
guys.
switch it to a different USB port.
I don't know. You just think it's from being used all the time? They're already loose. I walked into that, didn't I? I bet that kitty was loose. So anyways, let's go back to you saying that something bigger. Well, here in Asia, that'd be a little hard to say. Well, I mean, it would, but
Wait, what?
never mind. So yeah, the joke is lost already. What you were saying
Hot
earlier.
dog in the hallway. Hot dog in the hallway.
Women pull the same game in the West. Sure they do. Yep. These guys are just losers with no common sense. I guess they're just, in other words, sometimes, let me just be honest. Going to be honest once again. I feel these guys can't get over on the women of the West because they are so stingy and bitchy, and we won't be walked on, and we usually can see that stuff coming. But I think they do it because they can't, and it's a kind of a, you got what you deserve for actually, well, no man deserves to have their money taken. Let me rephrase that. So I kind of feel that just slipped, the cat just slipped out of the bag. You get my point. The whole point is, don't you ever get the feeling that they're trying to get over on the Filipinas, and then they got snag-oled by the Filipina? They got caught in the pussy trap, and that was the end of it. Ka-cha! Sorry, mother. See what I mean? The whole point is they weren't going to get a woman, even if she is in her 40s. These guys are still 20 years older than her, and they thought they were going to come here and get cheap rent. They thought they were getting into this relationship, and they did all these things. I don't know. You kind of feel sorry for them, and on the other hand, you realize that there's no such thing as an innocent person either. There's a lot going on.
Okay, just real quick. No. I disagree on. I wouldn't use the word innocent. There are innocent people. However, there are.
So you believe that both these guys, while they lived with the same woman at different times, were angels?
There's a difference between innocent and naive and just stupid.
They could have been assholes and drinking and cheating with other women. Or I'm not saying there wasn't some other situation.
What I'm getting at is,
Who
in
knows?
all probability, these guys are not innocent. No, but there are innocent people. But these guys are not it. And I'm not being mean to these guys, the ones on the video. There are innocent people, but these guys are not it.
Oh, shit. Second Wind said George doesn't even know what cherry tastes like. George is a freak. George is the international man of mystery and history.
What?
Yeah, because you're going to give me that history lesson because you're
I'm not gonna lie. It's nothing to be proud of.
Thank you, mother.
I was dating this girl one time.
Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, give us.
And then I asked her, "Why did you pick me?" And she says, "Because you're a man of the world." I'm like, son of a bitch.
Really?
Yeah.
You know why I picked you?
That's bad. That's bad. That means she was looking for somebody experienced.
Are you?
That was my wake up call.
Oh, that you were an older person at that point?
No.
Worldly?
No. Yeah, worldly has nothing to do with age, babe.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are you talking age and experience
No.
or sexual experience? I mean, I'm missing your cookie.
I think she was going to that route.
How old was she? How much older were you, old man?
What do you mean?
What was her age, and what was your age?
She was 30.
How old were you?
40.
Exactly. So, okay, that would explain some, but I'm sure she had. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that. So.
Well, point being is that it's not a compliment. Well, I guess it is, but not to me. It's not. That's an insult to me.
Humidity is always a killer. Yeah, that's what I just kicked.
Oh my gosh, the humidity has been insane lately.
But here's the thing. It read 77 last night, and I was telling George that the AC is set at 25 Celsius on auto, which is, I think, 78 or 79. Once it drops colder outside, it could, there becomes a problem with the unit inside. But the humidity though has been high. So as soon as you step outside, it's like wham. It's like sex sweat or something. Your body's all sticky and gooey and slimy and.
Fun fact: it always rains on All Souls Day and All Saints Day.
So, what's your big plans with with your weekend there, George?
Huh?
Because you're supposed to be spending time with your uncle. We were saying on the last live stream you're supposed to do some stuff with your family. You're gonna go to sit at a cemetery.
Okay. For those again, the reason why I don't go to the cemetery is because honestly, I can't take the car. There's no spots.
Well, yeah.
My uncle can go because he has a motorcycle.
We got to get you motorcycles. We need to get you some sort of scooter thing.
No, seriously, that's the problem with having a car.
And we can't use the e-trike.
It's
too far of a distance to go towards that
well,
area.
technically it can, but it's still an issue. But what I'm getting at is, well, what I'm saying is that an e-trike is still huge.
Yeah,
What
be
I'm saying
easier than the car.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, no, it's insane. Like today, it's insane. It's just insane.
Are these two simps bankrupt? They're humiliating themselves on social media? Yeah, I mean, I guess they feel. Several of them have come on like this. I still don't think they'll recover the money.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I guess they are, because the one used to have, the other Canadian, the older one, said he had a business. He doesn't know more. Yes, they're both admitting they're broke. And you got to accept, once you do all that, that money's gone.
All right.
They weren't.
The reason why they're not going to get it, okay, one is Rafi really doesn't do anything. I'm going to tell you right now.
By the name of
unless there's some full grounds business, yada yada yada, that kind of deal. But when you give somebody money, and what I'm saying is it's rare that he actually does something or can do something. Two, here's a real issue with this one. The mere fact that they did not show her face tells me this is a lost cause. The mere fact that they did not show a picture of her tells me this is a lost cause. What I'm saying is, obviously, there's something in this story that, like Heidi says, obviously this woman knows somebody. But point is, she knows somebody enough that Rafi couldn't even show her face. That tells me this is a lost cause. The end of story. Lost. They already lost. Without me, I don't even have to know anything. The fact that she's still like a shadow tells you something. You know what I'm saying? You guys have seen several Rafi Tufo videos. It's extremely, extremely rare that they do not show the face of the other person.
Yeah, they usually do, don't they?
No, they always do. Okay, not always. Obviously, this is an exception, but that's your proof that nothing's gonna happen in this case. They already lost, and sorry, the end. What I'm saying is, see, here's the thing. If you show somebody's person on YouTube, they would do everything in their power to clear out their name. The moment you don't, I'm talking about, like, obviously in this case, they have no motivation to clear out their name at all. You know what I'm saying? In fact, the name is Anna in quotations. It's not even her real name. So not only they're using a fake name, they're not even showing her face. So there is zero motivation to clear out her name, and there's nothing they can do. they already lost.
Uh-huh.
So point being is, guys, don't be gullible, and women too. Again, because remember there are scammers out there, male and female, and again, regardless whether you're male male, female female, male female, doesn't matter. Sexuality doesn't matter. There are scammers of either sexuality, so
Most definitely.
just be careful, guys.
Heidi, people spending money like they usually here on vacation. That is true. I hit up that girl that 50 pesos and has a trike. They have the little sidecar, right? Toot toot. Wonder if G&H could do a story on me being homeless and we started GoFundMe. We could split it, right? And some do. I hate to say it. A lot
Fair
of people
enough,
take
bro.
their cut. Yeah, a lot of people are going to take their cut and stuff too. We see a lot of or I hate to say it, the girl that we talk about, I feel she's doing good work, but the other half of me and the pessimistic person on this Filipina that's helping everybody, like most of her content is about these down and out expats like all the time, but she does help them. But I also know it's part of her living too. I think she works at a call center or another place. She's got work, but it's kind of where it is on that. So yeah, we froze up again. We did the one video and I've got the costumes here. By the end of the day, we will. And I'll be handing out candy tonight and try to get kids. And I'll do some of my day of what's going on. And George here, I know George will be out soon as this live's over. And he's got stuff he's doing this weekend. So you'll see me do some side recording today. And then I'll put a video out. I do have it out here. I'm here. Here you go. Try that one.
No,
I've got
I'm
the
good.
costume. Well, I'm trying to put it somewhere. Can you put it over there,
Yeah, I
please?
can put it over here. I'm not, no.
We have her costume, which was she has a little
Chinese.
Yeah, and she's got the matching hat here somewhere. It probably fell off the backside. Oh, here it is. And it's really, really cute. And she was all dressed up. And we did some footage about a month or two ago. But yeah, I'll try to get some of that and the kids coming by tonight. So we'll be handing out candy, or I will. George will be somewhere between and napping out, dicking around. Between 9 o'clock and dicking around. George, dicking around the holiday. Because George is a big slut. Yes, mother. Dicking around the holidays, 'cause George is a big slut. Yes, mother. Can I get an opera going here? How about the Saw opera, George?
What?
Your hair.
Oh.
Did you ever find my Menace to Society thing?
Oh, somebody named the name. Yeah, somebody mentioned the name. I didn't have to. It was on.
Okay.
They showed the name. You're right. It wasn't Marlon. It wasn't Keenan. It wasn't Keenan. It wasn't Marlon. It was the other Wayans brother. Yeah, I forgot who it is.